Oh my god, you guys gotta help me. I got kidnapped last night at the movies for like 83 minutes and they strapped a bomb to my chest. You think I'm kidding? Look at this! Look at this bomb! Stay away from this! Stay away! Hey everybody, welcome back to Sticky Floor Friday, the internet movie show that got scolded this week in a comic shop for suggesting that no one cares about Green Lantern. Oh my gosh. In all honesty though, I've never feared for my life in a comic shop before. And I still don't, because no one's going to stab me over Green Lantern. Are you kidding me? But that doesn't stop them from crying, "Blasphemy!" You watch your mouth when you're in a comic shop, because people will give you stern looks. Do you feel that? There's something in the air. It feels like death. And no, I'm not talking about Final Destination 5. I think it's the last gasp of summer movies. And no more is that last gasp evident than with 30 Minutes or Less, the new comedy from Ruben Fleischer, who gave us Zombieland. 30 Minutes or Less is about a directionless 20-something pizza delivery guy who gets chosen at random by some low-rent crooks to go rob a bank for them. They do this by strapping a homemade bomb to his chest, sending him off and saying, "Do it or we'll blow you up." This is inspired by real-life events, and it has a ton of potential for comedic gold. But despite a few laughs here and there, this movie is marred by a lack of ambition and some really broad comedic performances that try way too hard to sell these old recycled jokes that someone left back out in a dumpster somewhere. It's almost like that uncle you probably have who's always telling these lame jokes about golf and priests and Obama that he no doubt read on like an email forward somewhere. But he's trying to sell them so hard and act like, "Oh yeah, I totally came up with these jokes myself." That is 30 Minutes or Less. On another level, 30 Minutes or Less is pretty much an existential battle of my own comedic sensibilities played out on the screen. On the one side, you've got Aziz Ansari and Jesse Eisenberg, two guys who I really like and I find uniquely funny. On the other side, you've got Danny McBride and Nick Swardson, two guys who I rarely find funny, and at times consider them comedy vacuums, where they're just sucking the laughs right off the screen and replacing it with dead air. And whenever they're on screen mugging, I just had the world's straightest face, and it looked a lot like this. Now, people give me shit for not liking Eastbound and Down and saying, like, how could you not laugh at Danny McBride? But the thing is, I like him in small doses. The problem is, as his roles have expanded, his shtick has stayed the same, and it just doesn't click for me. Movies like this usually give their main character some sort of aspiration, something the audience can relate to, but Jesse Eisenberg has, like, no goals, and we really know nothing about him, aside from the fact that his mom had sex with a lifeguard. Like, why is he working at a pizza delivery place? Did he ever go to college? Why is he so mad at his station in life if he doesn't have any other goals, aside from having sex with his best friend's twin sister? We're given no real reasons to care about him, aside from the fact that, oh, it's Jesse Eisenberg. I know I said last week that Frida Pinto had one of the most insulting female characters in the history of film, but that was before 30 Minutes or Less, because Dilshad Fadsaria, I totally nailed that. She has an even worse character. She's given one speech about hotel management, and then she's off to the sidelines until the plot requires her to be kidnapped. Jesus Christ, I know this is only an 83-minute movie, but can we give these women something else to do? There are funny moments when Aziz and Eisenberg get together and they have their banter back and forth, and there's also two really effective sequences, the bank robbery and the car chase, that actually wring laughs out of the situation these guys are in. But other than that, they're just sitting around bantering about Netflix and Point Break. Which, I mean, I can appreciate a Point Break joke, but come on, you've got a bomb strapped to a guy's chest, put him in more high-stress situations, up the stakes a little bit, add some urgency, and make that funny. They just don't do that, and a lot of times it feels like coasting. Here's a perfect example of how this movie coasts. There are several jokes built around the phrase, "That's what she said." That's what she said! And they're not done in passing like it's a button to a character arc. And as Tina Fey has said, Steve Carell owns That's What She Said. You cannot tell that joke without A, thinking of Steve Carell, or B, thinking of all your friends who have been mercilessly beating that joke to death the last 5 years. It's lazy, and it's thin, and this movie is thin on plot, on character, and on time. 30 Minutes or Less is less than 90 minutes. We don't have time to waste with Danny McBride spouting off about and titties, but that seems to be all this movie's interested in doing, wasting time. Alright, time for 3 questions. Number 1, have you ever been scolded by a nerd before? And if so, how did that go down? Number 2, are you a fan of Danny McBride? Well, then come to his rescue. I've been beating the guy up for like 3 minutes. And number 3, what exactly is it that she said?